What up, y'all? Mic check. Damn check. Sorry for starting a little bit late the past couple of days. My sleep schedule has been awful. Like awful. I don't know if I'm gonna ever really get back on track. I would like to. But let's get that right there. Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna just boot up the game. What up, Kill 'em all? Let me actually get into the Discord thing. I will say that yeah, what a day for action RPGs, man. Actually what a past 2 days, right? 2 days, well, 2 days, almost 3 days, 2.5 days ago, or 3 days ago. No, 2 days ago, Adam Jackson leaves Blizzard. Yesterday, Ben releases video completely like shitting on Path of Exile 2. Then today we got season 7 wish power bugs allowing Spiritborn and Sork and whatever to do 3-minute 150 clears or 4-minute 150 clears. So like, that's just there. And then we got the PoE 1 delay announcement. And even Jonathan admitting that Path of Exile 2 is on fire, whatever. Like, and the community's all pissed off, and like it has not been a good day for action RPGs, except Last Epoch. Last Epoch is like smartly left out, kind of staying in the back, right? Like not even like saying anything. They're just kind of just like watching from afar. Is like, I'm glad it's not me. Glad it's not us. We take too long to get stuff out to begin with, so yeah, I have nothing to shit on. So it's just like yeah, it's just like, nah, like just doing their thing, man. But it's been wild. And it's kind of funny because I say kind of funny, but like I feel like I predicted some of this. I say some of this more so of not the Adam Jackson thing. That was not that. No, that I did not see that coming. That was not on my bingo card whatsoever. That was definitely a side swipe there. Tindick, what's going on? Nah, man. But I did say though, I was like, I remember back in December or early December, before early access came out for Path of Exile 2, I remember saying, I think the biggest divide is going to be PoE 1 versus PoE 2. Right? Like, everybody's wondering the whole, Path of Exile 2 going to kill D4, blah, 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 or other action RPGs and stuff, right? And I'm like, honestly, I really think the biggest drama is going to be PoE 1 versus PoE 2. Like, I think because I've been in communities before where people were so like addicted or enamored with the first, like the original, that they can't accept anything past that point. Like if it's not the original, then everything else is just terrible past that point. I've been in the Smash community where it was like that. I've been in the RTS community such as StarCraft. It was like that. So I've been parts of those communities where I've seen that happen. And ironically enough, we have a lot of that going on right now with Path of Exile's best player. You just literally saying why does Path of Exile 2 even exist? It's just that whole like thing is just so crazy. And then of course talking about like the seasonal powers, I'm like, there's no way for D4 seasonal powers to not be bugged in some way where we're gonna see like someone just absolutely do just unethical, amounts of damage or whatever. And for the good part of like a week of some change, we actually kind of escaped any major things, and then lo and behold, some people found the right combinations, and bam, we're back to, you know, ridiculously buggy shit again, right? Who knew? Mr. Masterworker, what's up? So I've actually been following all the drama. Usually I don't. Usually I kind of pull myself away from all of it, but it's just so much of it from both communities, like all the communities except Last Epoch, that I just couldn't like not see it today. I'm just like, all right, I guess I'll watch some vids on it or whatever, but Pierre, we're still on fire. Oh yeah, worse than yesterday. My thing is this, man. My thing is this. And like I said, I've been part of communities where, you know, I've played, you know, the original game, and, you know, or I've played games from, you know, developers, publishers, stuff like that has been, you know, good, you know, to the player base and whatnot. And, you know, they've had their ups and downs. But my thing is this, man. As much praise as Jonathan and Mark gets for Path of Exile and things, like, sure, you can kind of consider like these things like pretty big blunders, but like I would say overall, probably 90% of what they've done with the franchise has been positive. And all it takes, and I remember talking about this months ago, for those who have been here, all it takes is for them to do a few things wrong and the entire community turns against them. More so Jonathan and Mark. Now they're saying Jonathan's a bad person and Mark has always been the main guy, or Chris has always been the main guy. So all of a sudden we're throwing Jonathan under the bus, when a month and a half ago everyone thought, you know, Jonathan and Mark were like gods themselves. And it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, how quickly can the community legit turn on you when you've been in good faith and goodwill 90% of the time? Do I think it's, you know, sad of the state of, you know, what happened with Path of Exile 1 and like, you know, what they're doing and whatnot? Sure. I agree, you know, to be disappointed. Yeah. But I don't think that this whole, like, you know, the amount of hate that they're getting right now is warranted. Like, nowhere near. Like, just like I say with D4 devs sometimes, when it comes to the amount of hate that they get sometimes, I feel the same way with the Path of Exile 2 devs, or Path of Exile devs, especially them, because they've been in more goodwill with the community than practically any other action RPG dev. So it's kind of like, it's just like, everything's great when they're perfect. And then when they're not perfect, then like the world ends, right? Now, who knows why they chose to, you know, continue to pull as many people from the PoE, you know, team and kept them off that, you know, team to, you know, fix the fire, Jonathan's words, PoE 2. We don't know if it's like a Tencent decision. We don't know if it's a Jonathan decision. We don't know if it's a, you know, but they made a lot of money off the game. And, you know, again, looking at it from a business standpoint, right? Because, you know, GGG is a company. It makes more sense to put more effort and work onto your newest project that has made you a ton of money, with people literally shelling out $200 to $400 and something dollars for your major packs or whatever, you know, to get that fixed, to get that up and running, right, than it does for another PoE league at the moment. Despite the fact that they said that they want to do it. Like, oh, this is not going to... I get the whole idea of, like, people saying, well, they lied and said that, you know, PoE 2's development won't affect PoE 1's stuff or whatever like that. And it's like, okay, you can say that. You could say that that was a lie, I guess. And I think, honestly, they probably felt that way. They probably felt that that it wouldn't. And then when it did, obviously it was trouble. And, you know, as you see, but I don't think they deliberately lied and be like, oh, Ricky's going to tell him this and not really tell him what's really going on. Like, no, they weren't trying to be mischievous. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I really don't think they deserve all the backlash they're getting. Should I be disappointed? Sure. But not like the hate, the Dewey's one is dead rip, like, oh come on, y'all really? Come on, man. Like I said, these guys are praised 90% of the time. Like, it's okay for them to, make blunders sometimes. They're human. It's going to happen. They're not perfect. They make mistakes. It happens. But another thing I do find kind of interesting too is that, again, I guess all of a sudden, what happened to the state of PoE 2? Why all the negative publicity? Right? People, including honestly Jonathan himself, was saying how much endgame PoE 2 has to offer on early access. And then now in the past week it's been like, oh, Path of Exile 2 has no endgame, or it's trash endgame, it's shit endgame. It's like, where did this come from? Or is it kind of what I said back in December, where it's like, oh, we're all in the honeymoon phases, but the moment that you spend more and more time with this new chick that you met at the bar, that was all awesome at first, right? And then you get to know her a little bit more, a little bit more, and it's not so honeymoony after all, right? Because it is early access. You just haven't got. It's almost like this. Here's what I find interesting. It's almost like. Hear me out. It's almost like a game has an end game until a player finishes it. And when the player finishes it, the game no longer has an end game, and the end game is shit. Now, some games take longer to get there before that happens. Obviously, it takes longer to do that in Path of Exile 2 than let's say D4 for sure. But it's like the complaints don't happen until they finish it. It's like, oh, I'm done with everything I can do with Path of Exile 2. Now the end game is shit. But before they were done with it, it was like really, really good. But now it's like bad. And now even the bigger content creators are even saying it's bad. When not even 2 weeks ago they were saying, oh, it has a great end game. Like, they didn't change the end game. What happened? What all of a sudden happened? Like, oh, well, I'm done with it. The honeymoon phase is over. Now the real talk comes, right? And it took Ben to be that person to like put out the real talk. I'm not saying I agree with everything he says, but he was one of the first to give the real talk, about it. And be like, bro, I was holding my tongue all this time, but I'm gonna say it like it is now. You see why I don't really see? This is why when people ask me, and I'm not like saying I'm in the right or wrong or whatever, but this is why, for those who have been around my stream back in December, when people asked me about PoE 2 when I was playing it, I will always say I don't really have a good enough, like, I'm in the honeymoon experience. Do you remember how I've said it before? Like, when people ask me about PoE 2, I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm in the honeymoon experience. So like, my perspective is going to be a little bit biased because I'm enjoying something brand new that I've never played before. That feels good to play. So I said, I'm in the honeymoon stage. So I don't know if I can give an honest, non-biased opinion on what I'm playing. Right? I said that on purpose because that's exactly what it is. Right? I haven't played enough to start seeing the problems of any sort of thing for me to actually give you a non-biased take. I even said that in D4 when it launched. It's like, I'm in the honeymoon stage. I can't give you a non-biased, like a complete non-biased take because it's new. Well, it's not really new because I did play a lot of the review copy of the game and mini betas and in-game betas, so it wasn't terribly new for me, but it was still kind of honeymoony. You know what I'm saying? J Rock is what's up. BK, what's happening? Blame SB, what's going on? People who are hating will turn and smile whenever the knee comes out. Anyway, yep, pretty much. Pretty much, I hate you, man. I hate you. As they're logging in, I can't stand this company. I hate these guys. These guys are shit. Hope they leave the game. And then they start creating their whatchamacallit. Then they go through the campaign. You guys suck so much as they're playing the campaign. 300 hours later. Think it's alright. That's how it goes. It said VK said thanks for the bill, man. Loving it. Which one? Well, it doesn't really matter which one, but yeah, you're welcome. Peter says, what's in your skill bar? I actually, while I was listening to all the drama in PoE2 and D4 bugs and, you know, stuff, I was actually like theory crafting some stuff and playing around with some things. So I was able to get 2 things I kind of want to do out the way, and now I can kind of like move on. Rainy Rail Speed Farm, that's fun. That is fun. I ain't gonna lie. Is there a bug with comma points or something? My character would just randomly stop and set the inputs even though I have plenty of energy. I've actually, so funny thing is, it's funny that you say that, because I was playing Flurry like off stream earlier today, and I played Flurry with preparation and I played Flurry with combo points. And I really could not get my inputs out on Flurry for some reason for the combo point. It felt really awkward. I don't know what it is, but like literally like I had to like, I don't know. It was rough. I felt like I felt like I didn't know how to play combo points anymore is what it felt like to me. But I'm like, am I just inputting wrong? Because it's not that difficult. And I play combo points more often than not throughout the D4's entirety. So like, I don't think I'm that bad at it again. Am I? Like, I was like questioning myself. Sir, how much worse is the A tier of your pit push tier list versus the S tier on Maxroll? So I can't give you like actual like the metrics that we go off of. We don't discuss that with the community, but like, I mean, I'll put it this way: what build are you? What builds are you wanting to play or looking to play? And what pit tiers are you trying to reach? That might be able to help. My rogue hit for billions, so my spiritborn can hit for negative integers. At least they're transparent about it instead of silence. Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they don't have as much PR. So they can kind of go make videos like that and stuff without having to get it approved by like 5 different stages of management or whatever, right? I think that's more to that's because I mean last epoch devs are pretty like that too, right? They're pretty, they are upfront and they talk a lot too, but they also have a much smaller team as well and don't have nearly the amount of PR and red tape. Like, you guys don't believe me when I tell you this. Adam Fletcher can't just post whatever he wants to. He can't just sit there and give a statement about what's going on in a game like the same day. Like, he has to write something. He has to look at the situation, talk about the situation, write something up, get it approved from multiple sources, get it edited, then go back and make the changes, and then actually hit the enter button for it to actually go through, and then translate it to multiple different languages. Like, it's not as simple as, you know, a community manager being like, we know, we're on it. Like, they can't even say that without approval. It's crazy tight how that is. It's like, it's silly. I mean, it's a really silly thing that's the way it is, but it sucks for us. But it also sucks just as much for the community managers too, because I'm sure they would love to sit there and give updates in the situation as it's happening, because they know they just can't say on their own. I got told you were great at explaining things about builds and stuff. I was wondering if we can help you figure out your random rails. Yeah, sure. What's up? What's happening? You're just trying to do tier 100 pits. Okay. What issues are you having? Sort of very recently, maybe in the last day or two. Okay, I haven't played the combo points since today, so like maybe I'm experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing. Had some weird lag input earlier this afternoon. Okay, well maybe that could be what that. Yeah, maybe. Thinking of making a druid cataclysm. I know it's stronger, but the snapshot scenes like it may annoy me. Leading towards shred, I want to at least be able to speed form when I'm going to push higher once my gear is solid. So shred. So I assume shred is an A tier, right? If that's the case, then yeah, you will be able to speed farm 100s with decent gear, for sure. I think Killama was in the channel thing. Sorry, let me see. I don't know if he's still there. You say you want to join voice. I just got a bit of questions at once, so my bad. It's all about them tempers, baby. I think the thing is, I've answered a lot of questions on my Reign of Arrows build on video on the YouTube video, and a lot of them were things that I've already actually like mentioned in the video itself. It's like, you know, and sometimes people skim through videos. I get it, you know, it's a longer video, so you kind of skim through it, but you know, usually the answer is usually there. But some people just don't trust the whole, like they say, oh, I have all the pieces of gear that you got, you know, but I can't do the thing that I saw you do in a video. What's wrong? And like, you know, I ask them, I say, well, you know, do you have this? Do you have that? And it's like, yeah, well, but I have a Shaco instead of such and such, and I'm running Tyrio's Might or whatnot, and I can't do such and such. I'm like, whoa, the first thing is a Shaco. So I'm like, why are you using the Shaco? I was like, well, it's a mythic. Isn't the mythic better? I'm like, but that's not what the video told you to do. You can't say you have everything that's on the video and then you choose to, you know, swap out things that the video tells you not to do and expect something to perform similarly. I even go into great detail how busted Trick Attacks is and why we use Cal or a Go Crown, right? But stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, Kill 'Em All. What's up, man?
I know this is D4, okay, and I'm having too much fun in PoE 2. I'm not even playing D4 this season. Maybe later, but I'm having way too much fun in PoE 2. But my question for you is, I need to find your video on Strafe and Pale, because season 34 is Strafe and Pale for D3. I can't find that video anywhere on YouTube.
My
And I know
speed
you
straight from
have
Pale?
one up. Yeah, you're Strafe and Pale.
Yeah, it should be on my YouTube. There's no reason why it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Hold on.
Because I need to find it before tomorrow. Now, I remember when you got up there that you were using Captain Crimson's. You don't use Captain Crimson's at Low Paragon. You use Guardians, right?
Guardians, yeah, at Low Paragon, yeah.
So you'll put Carolize in the cube. You'll put Wraps in the cube. You'll wear Mantle of Channeling, wear 5-piece Shadows, and wear Guardian Belt and Bracer, right?
Yes. So here's
cool.
Yeah, I'm about to link it to you.
Okay, cool.
It was actually with Echoing Fury, actually. I remember going Echoing Fury with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, because tomorrow night I'm gonna have full Shadows up and running.
Yeah, I'm just gonna post it in the chat.
Okay, that'll work.
There you go.
That works for me. Yeah. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
No problem. Pitch's parents was going on. He said, "Guess who turned 19 Wednesday?" Oh, really? So you were what? You 19? So the 29th was your birthday. Well, happy belated birthday. How come I didn't see you? Did I see you on stream on? Or is it this coming Wednesday? the Guardians of Gossen season starting out. Yeah, it is.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. Guardians is the best thing that they could have done up until about 2200, 2300, which I'll be that in a couple of weeks.
Turd Ferguson, what a name. Who is it? It took me forever to realize Starless was egging my energy because, yeah. So like stuff like that. Like, people can ask me in videos why I don't do a such thing, but I think I do a pretty decent job of like explaining why you don't go for certain gear choices. I think I mentioned Starless not being not something you want to do on that particular Random Rails build because it will gut your ability to be able to cast your ultimate basically. But do you know where in the Dancing Knives build I'm supposed to get resist and the Rings and Amulet don't add up to enough? I assume the occult gems, but mythic good. Be good.
All right.
No.
Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go watch that video so that I can make some notes.
You're good. I need to brush up on it if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna play this weekend, but I think I do want to like jump in at some point. My sleep schedule is so messed up that I can't.
I know that you're gonna go. I know for a fact. Okay.
Solo self-found. Yeah,
I know that you're gonna go solo self-found, but if you don't, and you want help, you know where I'll be.
I got you.
I will get you fully. I will get you. And the funny thing? You know what the starting step for DH is tomorrow?
Got 6. Yep, I know.
Yep.
That's fantastic. It really is.
Oh, you could not pick a better start for any set. You get 6-piece God and your basic stuff, and you're running 90.
Pretty much, yeah. Like instantly.
I know.
Sir Duncan?
Instantly. And your gear doesn't even have to be rolled properly.
Yeah. You're right. Sir Duncan, yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. Like, I'm not in charge of that build, but I assume based on just the fact that, Maxroll is Maxroll, we are not allowed to not have you capped and resist and armor. Like, we have to make sure that you are. Like, that is unacceptable that you're not. I could be wrong. I mean, are you using Rahir and his 15% plus 15 R res too as well? Because that's usually kind of like a thing too. When they said they were making the hotfix bigger, or the hotfix bigger, I was hoping they would address Shadow Clone Poison. I was having a lot of fun with it, but DT is just so much stronger without a functional clone. That is true. That is true.
All right, Dice. Thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome, man.
Appreciate it. You have a good stream.
Word. Panthan3, are you still there? I don't think I got a reply from you. You forgot we're here. Yeah, we're here gives you 15%. So I'm assuming almost every class build probably uses we're here. So Demon Hunter starting with Goddess. Yep, sure is. It's Subo. Okay. I feel like I'm one of the few people that like don't really run Subo. I feel like almost everybody else in some way, shape, or form runs Subo, but can you stream D3? It's been a minute. That's the thing. I don't know. So like, here's my thing. Like, the Random Rails video threw me off because it took me way longer than it was supposed to. And I have not been able to get on a regular sleep schedule pattern or whatever this week at all. Because I also made the Heartseeker video as well this week. So like, I don't think my body has a physical capacity to blast something this weekend. Like if I'm gonna play D3, I'm gonna blast the weekend and go for rank 1, clears and stuff like I normally would. And I just don't think I physically have it in me to be able to do it. I think that's kind of the concern. I can make the attempt, but I don't think it'll be good for my health, to be honest. And that probably sounds like a cop out or something, but like generally speaking, for anyone who's known me to play D3 in the past, like I've played every season and did it every weekend, whenever I streamed it. So it's like I'm not, especially a season like this where like, like strafe and pale, like bro, like that's and strafe multi-shot, like that's sick. You know what I'm saying? But I also have to realize that cause like this week I don't remember when I go to sleep or how I fall asleep. There are days I will go like entire days without eating because I like literally forgot that I didn't. Until like after the stream, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't eat yesterday, and so like I will sit there and try to go get me something to eat before work, and then I'll get off of work, and then I'm like, don't remember anything from work to stream between that time. I think I took a nap, not quite sure. I know I didn't eat. That's the one thing I do remember, I think. You know what I mean? Like it's just been really weird schedules for me for the past week or some change. Like I have not been able to get back on like like a thing. Like I literally don't know what's going on half the time right now. So like I said, I want to play D3 tomorrow. I just don't know if I can, like physically. This doesn't mean that I won't like get into it eventually, maybe, but like tomorrow, maybe not. Yo, should I keep using the Sky Hunter, which sets up GA, but a good roll on the aspect, or one with GA crit damage, but worse roll on the aspect in the meantime? Well, that depends on how much worse. Like, are we talking about like a few percent, or are we talking about like a 20-something% difference in the unique roll? This track has a nice vibe to it. Crafty's like relatable, yeah. That's a hard question to answer, so that's it. Yep, exactly. Oh, I know what to ask you guys. Hey, chat. Anybody in chat? And I'll throw gold your way for it. Anybody in chat have daggers with GA dex? And that's it. Just GA dex daggers. Like not 2GA or 3GA, but literally just GA dex daggers. That's it. Nothing fancy of any sort. I mean, am I needing? I'd probably say 2. Probably gonna need 2. It's sucky. Actually, I have no idea how I'm gonna proc the second part of close quarters combat if I do. I kind of want to do Shank Rogue right now, and then use Shank Rogue to farm for rapid fire gear. Damage goes from 54 to 38, and energy goes from 55 to 43. Oh, well then, I mean, that's like, really like 1%? No, use the crit. Use the GA crit then. If the unique damage is like 1%, the GA crit damage is way better than the GA starter, the GA on the starter stat. I'm lucky I just did a full sale of everything I had laying around. I have 2 GA Jackson Life. Nah, I don't want anything good. Like I don't want anything that like you can make some good money, like good gold off of. I just want something like, you know, you just kind of have something laying around because you might use it, but maybe not, sort of thing. I'm not looking for like good pieces. You're looking for, hey, it rolled GA decks. I might as well keep it type sort of thing. Speaking of which, I'd probably need. This is Heartseeker. Probably should get him some bows because I kind of want like a dex bow as well. GA dex bow for a different build. Actually, probably for that same build, really. Alright. If anyone wants to, you can add me with those things. It's best if you add me. For some strange reason, I can't add people. I don't know why that is. You got GA Dex Bow. If you're okay with like letting that go, let me know. You're already on my list? Okay. Well, in that case, just invite me to game. Magic Zero, what's going on? What are we cooking? Honestly, I'm kind of sort of waiting for Ava to get here. Me and Ava are gonna try to like figure out some things on like twisting blades, maybe. Something that's like usable that isn't the clone and poison dot per se. So I think we were gonna do it on live stream. He might be here a little bit later for that. But I also kind of want to do some Shank Rogue stuff because it's fun. Shank Rogue is like kind of a personal invention of mine that I really like. I've done a couple of times throughout the seasons, which I think will actually be pretty freaking decent this season, to be honest. What do you want for it, Alpha 7? Or you're just gonna just give it? We do a Dance with Knives build? No. I don't like Dance with Knives, honestly. He wants your soul. Alright. Alpha 7, appreciate you. Mr. Masterworker, what do you want for that bow? You only got crit damage and regular dex. Nothing you getting. I mean, I'd be kind of. I guess I'd be all right with that probably. I mean, I think that would be okay. I'm trying to think. Oh man, I got this one. This has Twist and Blaze on it. I don't know if I used to temper on it or not, but I might can retemper that and make it work for the bow. Let me see something. I guess I can tell whether I did or not, right? Let me see, gameplay, error notifications. Go to, see, temper. Okay, so it has already been used on this item already. Okay, so I have 4 chances left, so I guess I could take the chance, the risk. He's a musician. Booty's negotiable soul, is it? I miss he's looking for a bow. What were the stats? No, just like GA decks. That's kind of really it. Like I said, nothing like ridiculously crazy or anything. But I think I might try to use this bow. I might be able to reuse this bow. We'll see. Let's see if I actually get lucky enough. Can I get it? Let me see. I might be able to get it. Hold up. Since there's only 3 in this category. Okay, invigorating strike. If I get invigorating strike, I'd probably keep it for to mess with that too, but I prefer blaze shift. Come on. Yeah, that's invigorating strike 3 times in a row. Come on, game. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. It rolled back to twisting blades. All right, well, I guess I have to hold on to that for twisting blades then. Game was like, no. And I don't want to take the risk with this bow though. I can't do it. Well, then pin shot chance to double. Not on cutthroat. Definitely not on cutthroat. No. Got GA Dex and GA vulnerable. I guess the thing is that like I don't want anything good. I think that's the thing I want to make sure you guys understand. Like don't offer good things to me. And that probably sounds super weird to say that, but like I'm like for real. Don't offer me anything good. Just literally the bare minimum is like literally all I'm looking for. Because these are more so like, and yeah, appreciate you, sir. Let's go to invigorating strike again. Invigorate, bruh. They really want me to play invigorating strike build. There's the blaze shift. That's what I'm looking for. Damage to close enemies. There we go. Okay, we did good by this bow. All right, we'll take this dagger. Do the same thing. Actually, what's the roll in that blaze shift? 64. I might can just do double damage to Shadow Clone here instead. I guess if that's the case, I can use the other dagger then. So let me save these 2 daggers just in case. I'm probably gonna have to use them, but if I don't have to use them yet, that'd be a good thing. No, thank you, Mr. Masterworker. But I appreciate it though. Like, we good? Yeah, because I'll be using Shard of Wrathio still. So okay, so yeah, where's okay? Now I need to change pants. Probably these. Actually, these are better pants right here. GA Dex. Yeah. And GA the basic skills. I'll take that. That's like the ultimate, like, you know, experimental pant for like basic attacks. So we'll do that. All right, let's temper pants real quick. We're gonna do armor percent because, yep. %. Love it. Let's do barrier gen. That works. All right, so we got the bow. We got the pants. I don't think I have to do much else. I think I want to go Pain Gorgers though. But we got a masterwork, so let's do that real quick. Nothing too insane. Dex masterwork. Sure. Dex again though. I guess. Let's see what happens. Dex 3 times. What? I mean, that's not terrible. I guess it could be worse. Whatever. We'll keep it. Need a CDR Emmy? No. Nah. CDR is never really an issue on Rogue. Okay. I guess we masterword this. Let me see if I can land on the basic attack. At least once. Then we go from there. I'm gonna borrow my perfect pain gorgeous. The ones I have right now is definitely good enough because it's GA. GA almost 200%, I think. GA on the basic attack and then 200% if I'm not mistaken. Where is it at? Yeah, I mean it pretty much rolled the important stuff, so this is fine. Cooldown reduction, attack speed, and then the stun isn't really that big of a deal. Armor percent. Armor. Dex is not bad. Sure, you know what? We'll go. Roll. Let's see what happens. Armor percent. You know what? We'll just go. I'll take it. That'll work for now. You can actually force some boots. Let's unsocket. Oh, whoops. I started to actually make some actual gems at some point. Yeah, I guess I can just reuse this dagger. Yeah, I can just reuse this dagger. It's fine. All right, so we'll put this here, plop this here. Let's put this in the important gear stash. I'm assuming Pak Olm is what I'm missing runes wise. Is it on this? Yeah, it's on this. Okay. Pandora, what's up? Thank you for an amazing guide on Rapid Fire. We appreciate your work. Thank you, man. Although that guide is really from season 6, not season 7, but it literally is mostly the same thing, honestly. So I mean, it works. Well, the video is. I'm sorry. The Maxroll guy is updated, obviously, but the video guy is from season 6. I gotta update that. I know. Yeah, we'll put it here. Let's see, Pac. I wonder how my energy is gonna be with this though. It's gonna be wild. See how. Because I'm gonna be attacking so freaking fast. We gotta turn the armor into all res, I'm pretty sure. Stay cap. Okay. I know like RS is a pretty rare role, but dang. Dang game. Dang game. Dang game. Come on. Wow. All right. All right, game. Come on. Wow. Yeah. There it is. Dang. Bro, I rolled my life savings away for that. Game was not giving me any sort of whenever I'm stuck or any amazing build, check your guys, and people ask me there from where I link your guys. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I makes it feel good. Takes a lot of time to do those. Each season. What goes here? We got that. Oh, cold clip. That's right. We gonna need cold clip back. Okay, and I think that is mostly it, y'all. I think we can jump on something real quick. All right. So this is what I call Shank Rogue for people, for those who might be a little newer to the stream. I did a when did I first do Shank Rogue? Was it season 4? Season 3, season 4? What season was it that I think it was season 3. I think it's when I first started doing that for fun. I was like, yo. Too many ravens in town. And what's going on? All right, so we're gonna put that there. Now in order to make sure that I proc the close quarters combat part of this, I have to do I'm gonna have to trade out smoke grenade for something else. So let's see. I can just do that. How about that? There we go. So at least we get some attack speed and also fundamental Heartseeker. Get the crit damage. Blown. All that's per standard normal. I think that's everything. God, I need a better adaptability though, man. 120 out of 150. Let's see, frostbitten. Can't do world bosses or legions because some doesn't be using that much power. Oh, Twilight Warden is killing hardcore players in non-PvP areas. Really? Oof. I heard a little bit about it. I feel like my ritual they're trading. I think I need to actually do some Zir for a better Scoundrel's Kiss for rapid fire that I'm gonna do tonight at some point. Let's go to Kiova Shad real quick. Make sure I got all this right.
hope whatever's here puts up a good fight.
Let's see. Yo, my energy though. Wait. Okay, making sure. Did I save it with? Oh no, I still have candy here instead of closer. I guess it's not a big deal, honestly.
I'm not ready yet.
Set up my error notifications because that was annoying me. And then I need to, let's see, I need to get Dex. And a Dex here, and a Dex here. That gives me 40. There we go. Alright, we're good. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a better way to manage energy here. Because that attack speed is insane. It's nuts. Alright, let's do resource from this elixir. Yeah, because I'm going under 50% and that's bad. So we're gonna have to. How's my innovation? Okay, I got some room there for that. So let's do that. Take away from there. I'm trying to figure out where I can pull stuff from. That's 4. I can get 2 more points from. Move from ballista. I kind of want to keep that. Yo, have I tried rapid fire? I plan on it today, like later on in the stream. It's gotta be something else I can kind of like be like, oh, I have debilitating toxins. Okay, I could deal without that. Cool. All right, so we'll do that. Go a point there. Let's see how this feels. Better. Yeah, we're maintaining. Shank Rogue, guys. Shank Rogue is live. Okay, I wonder if I can go back to my original elixir though. Maybe not, but we'll see. Oh no, okay, no, well, maybe. Yeah, no, it's getting questionable. No, that's probably a little too cutting it a little too close for energy. But I have permanent unstoppable though, because I have fast from getting shot going off, go down, even with the starless skies, right? Like nuts. Better 9-day difference. Fair. I think I'm gonna have to like. I don't know. I kind of want to keep the whatchamacallit though. I don't know, man. I might pull some points from siphoning strikes though. Max this out, see how that, with that. Now let's do it again. There's a new shadow imbuement count as damage over time. Whatever you see damage over time scaling. I believe so. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe so. I think the reason why you don't see that is because it's just really not worth. At least according to the stuff that we've done. Just like map to map. So there might be some like interesting interactions with that you might can go like that we may not have found out. Like it's on paper, unless there's some bugs or whatever. It's just really, you know, kind of just okay. All right, so I need to switch out witching hour for actually so Eldritch Power I kind of want instead of witching hour. I think I might keep that as is. For wish powers, actually, no, I can keep all the wish powers the same. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna first try it with Shadow Grasp, and then I'm gonna do Pain Gorgers. I have a feeling I might need to do Pain Gorgers because I don't have any like true way of AOE, unless I choose to somehow get some Shadow Imbuement involved. Or would me and my 2 clones be enough to actually be able to like decently clear? I know my single target is going to be pretty nice. But like that's all I can really guarantee. Using Totaling over the other one. The one that increases your death and decay powers for growth. For grow. That's what I usually do over Purge and Touch, but or was it Purge Touch or Wicked Pack or something like that? Yeah, that's what I was doing at first. Then someone tried to, I think someone gave me a math of like how not Purge and Touch, but Friend of the Bog is actually behaving, giving more than it's supposed to. So I was like, oh, well then let's do Friend of the Bog. Also, the Unhindered would also help out a lot for a Blaze Shift, considering how close I am. But I did start off using Totaling, and I personally, I think I like that better. It's so good for your clones. Is there a build with Poison Imbuement and Clone that will work at pit 100 plus? Well, that's what we were trying to do with Twisting Blaze originally, and it just didn't work out towards the end of the day. Do I even need the life on hit? And that's me from the poster. Probably not. I mean, I'm not a cap for Blade Shift, believe it or not. I made him like the single target is absolutely like nutty for a basic attack skill. A melee basic attack skill, I'll put it that way. This is where I think Pain Gorgeous will actually like come into play. just gotta remember to actually cast Heartseeker. I'd almost imagine like a pull would be really good for this. Like having like a real tight pull on top, because then my Blazer can hit everything. It's so funny looking though, right? Like just walk up and stab him. This is what Rogue should be, to be honest. You know what? You're not wrong, yeah. The archetype, yeah. But you'll see why I want to do Pain Gorge in a second, though. So I did this run with the shadow grasp on purpose for contrast. For scaling the clone so much. Witch powers and just clone is actually just a lot better now. Pain Gorges, yeah. Pain Gorges would maybe clear faster. I don't know about the single target part of it, but I don't think I really need the single target about it. What happened to Flurry? Oh no, I was playing that earlier, like off stream. I kind of did a couple of things I wanted to do with Flurry. I'm not saying I'm done with Flurry, but the combo point thing did not work out the way I wanted to. So, especially since I just couldn't really get it to work. Like I couldn't even get like my Flurry to cast when I wanted to for combo points, which is the weirdest thing ever, man. Like maybe I'm just bad at the game now. I don't know, but I could not get like the Flurries to cast when I want them to, and it was frustrating me. But regular spam Flurry was powerful. That was fun. Am I asking if the plus, if only the +5 is enough to be noticeable? No, it's not. It's not just that. It's the fact that they, like this season, they actually allowed a lot of multipliers to actually work with clone this season, which before that wasn't the case. And that kind of sparked some pretty nice things for direct damage shadow clone. Things to Flurry make it difficult to go combo points. Yeah, there's the AoE hack. With siphoning aura. I gotta remember to actually cast Heartseeker though. I keep forgetting. That's so funny. I don't know why I find it funny. Oops, I didn't mean to zoom in like that. Unstoppable. Now, if they would fix all the bugs with Pain Gorgers to allow it to like actually work with all the multipliers, how insane would this actually kind of be cool? Pain Gorgers better for Heartseeker. No, this is this is Blaze Shift. Heartseeker is there just so therefore I can proc the close quarters combat buff without like using a aspect to do it. So I have to give up a skill for it, but I guess with Heartseeker, I at least get some sort of benefit from casting Heartseeker. So I get more attack speed and also get the critical strike damage bonus. So it's actually not a bad replacement for Smoke Grenade, honestly, if you really think about it. But that's why I wanted the bow instead of a crossbow, because I didn't want the big lag time for the Heartseeker cast whenever I had to cast it, basically. That was the only reason why. This feels like a pretty bad run compared to the other run. But also map layout didn't help me either. For those who are watching who are wondering what the hell am I doing, this is basically a Heartseeker variant, but with Blaze Shift. So instead of shooting with the bow, I'm just stabbing them with some knives, basically some daggers, prison style, basically. I thought I dashed away before it blew up. I swear I dashed away. Wow. I swear I hit dash before it blew up on me. What do you do after 150 completion? The same thing you do in any action RPG. Get better gear, get stronger, do same content, rinse and repeat. I mean, 150 was technically never really the end goal. It was kind of like a carrot. But looters are basically designed as like a run simulator. If you bore the content, move on to a different game. It's generally what happens to every action RPG at some point in the season. Can Pain Gorgers utilize the decay bug? Not actually try it, just curious if it works. Same as Totem Dagger. I'm not sure, honestly. In theory, it should work, actually. You can use Banner Trickery to pull. You're not wrong on that as well. I have to find a better trigger than Dark Shroud, though. Well, I guess no. No, I don't. Beyond that, it's like this 150 was to check which builds are busted. Don't know what the nerf, check the 150 coins. The Heartseeker build, which mythic to prioritize first, Starless or Shroud? That's a good question, actually. I think it's kind of hard to run a Heartseeker build without Starless. Shroud is just more damage. So I will probably just go with Starless first. Well, I mean, I guess you could run Resourceful Elixir and then have +3 innovation on a regular ring. I don't know. Maybe try some things without Sterilus. If you don't like, if you're about to run the build, try some things without Sterilus and see if you can manage your resources just fine. What up? Oh, Deb's Flame, what's going on? I had a question about Maxroll tier list. If you don't mind, is A tier able to do the highest content in the game, or is it more like a speed farmer? So when you say highest content in the game, give me an example of what you mean by highest content. People have different, you know, perception of what high content is, or in-game content per se, and this game is. So give me a high level pit 100 plus. Oh, 100, 110. Yeah, so basically for the 110s range, basically anything in B tier plus will be able to get you there. I wonder if I can get enough of an overflow to make like the this pull from the Spiritborn thing, like vortex, whatever, like that, like massive, because like I'm attacking so fast. I guess we'll see. Let's just see how that works out. What's up with the title Bad Day? No, well, yeah, well, not me bad day. It's a bad day for action RPGs. I don't know if you've been in the loop, but D4, you know, some more bugs as usual come up, but it's pretty bad with the new wish powers, allowing Spiritborn Sorks to clear 150s in like 5 minutes or less. Path of Exile had a lot of bad news today and yesterday, both PoE 2 and 1. So yeah. So seems to be a really interesting time for action RPGs. I'll put it that way. Like today has been a very interesting day. Past couple of days have been pretty interesting. This is actually seemingly working out pretty well. Yeah, this is actually working out pretty well. I might can go back to the shadow grabs then at this point, because if my blade shift is long enough to actually stab more than one target, because I got a pull, then the other gloves should be more beneficial. What's with PoE 2? You don't know? Yo, Ben put out a video yesterday, completely bashing the game. Like he literally stated, "What's the point of PoE 2?" being a game, like literally it's so bad. And he went in like 14 out of the 16 minutes of the video explaining what he hates about PoE 2, and I think he spent like a minute and a half talking about the positives of PoE 2. It's pretty damning. And then apparently Jonathan made a statement today saying that PoE 1's league is delayed indefinitely because they had to pull people off the PoE 1 team to fix the PoE 2 game, in which Jonathan, in his own words, says PoE 2 is on fire. His own words, not mine. So the PoE community is very upset because they at least was hoping for a new league in February, which is not coming in February. There's no announcement date for it now, so people feel like they've been lied to. Now all of a sudden PoE 2 is a very bad game because Ben put out this big video, and now it's like PoE is like in shambles as a community standpoint thing or whatever. Meanwhile, Diablo 4, Adam Jackson left the team. He was one of the main lead devs for D4. We don't know why he left, but he was a really cool guy. He will be missed. And then of course the really big bugs on the seasonal power, allowing classes that wouldn't be nowhere near being able to do 150 to be able to do 150 with ease. So that is the D4 fire and the PoE fires in a nutshell. PoE 2 is not a beta. Early access is not the same thing as a beta. Early access means that your game is unfinished, sure, but it's not a beta. Just want to make sure that we, you know. And while yes, we are, you know, aware there is early access, you know, type thing, criticism, constructive criticism is still valid. Like we criticized, D4 when it was in its beta stages, right? We said more good things than bad, but we still gave criticism. I remember giving critical feedback on this endgame beta, right? When it was in beta. But you can criticize the game while it's in development. You know, if D4 didn't get the pass, you know, no other game should be getting the pass either. Not that it should, but. Who can use the DK bug? All classes apparently. Well, not Necro, but Necro don't need to because they already can do 150s on the blood wave. But Spiritborn and Sork seem to get the biggest benefit out of it. I'm sure Rogue will figure out a way to do it, maybe, but Rogue is the only class I think so far that has not done a ridiculous 150 with the DK stuff. The PoE 2 league being delayed. It's not PoE 2 league. It's the regular PoE league. That's what people are upset about. They're not upset about the PoE 2 league not happening soon or whatever. I mean, they understand that it's early access. It's the PoE 1 league that they're upset about being delayed. That's where like the biggest like criticisms, because for them it's like the honeymoon stages have left, right? You know, we're past the honeymoon stages now. So people actually is like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait for more stuff to happen in the game, more fixes. You know, I can actually, talk about the end game not being as good as we were all thinking or saying it was in December, right? And it's like, okay, well, PoE 1 league is happening in February. I can forgive them for 3 or 4 months while I play that, and that's what people were looking forward to. So the fact that there is no PoE 1 league coming and PoE 2 is in shambles, the PoE crowd feel like they have nothing to do, and that they're like literally stuck in this loop of infinite what they feel is not a good state in either game currently, and that's what they're upset about, which is understandable in a sense. I don't think all the hate is warranted. Don't get me wrong, but I do understand being being upset, especially. Since there is one thing that they did say. And that was that PoE 2 was not going to affect PoE 1's development, like for leagues or whatever. And the fact of the matter is that's exactly what happened. So people was like, oh, you liar, you're a liar, you don't like PoE, you hate PoE, Mark was the real guy, you're just a fake, you never liked PoE in the first place. Like all this stuff is happening, being said and coming out. When in reality, I don't even think it's even that. I really think the devs really felt. I think Jonathan really did feel that, it wasn't going to affect PoE 1 development. Like, I think that was the original plan until they realized, oh, wow, there's more in our game that we need to fix, right? And so they had to keep the PoE 1 team on longer to fix those issues. So it's not like they planned it to be that way. It's just that's just what ended up happening. But people like the internet refuse to like listen to logic in that case. And it's like, oh, you're just a liar. You never intended this. You want PoE, you want to die. Like, it's like, bro, come on. That is not what they want. It's just, unfortunately, shit happens. You know, the one of the few times GGG, you know, makes mistakes and didn't do a thing, like, it's okay. It happens. Every company does it. You know, they're not the worst people in the world, but you check Reddit and like you would think otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can be 90% right, or they can do 90% of the things correctly for over a decade, but that 10% where they're actually human and make mistakes, oh no. You know what I'm saying? Oh no. What a you know, they want to hang them now for it. It's just like, bro. It says beta on the game. It shouldn't. Yeah, Reddit goes crazy first. Yeah, bro. Reddit is wild right now. I don't even look at Reddit. I see Reddit posts from people, other people's videos, looking at Reddit posts, but I don't personally go in there. If my game got so hype, I'd be overconfident too. The hype was insane. I remember the first hype video. Yeah, it is. Like, I think that's just pretty much when it's happening. But I remember literally on my stream, I've said it to you guys on my stream. I'm like, anybody who asking me my opinion on Path of Exile 2, I kept saying, yo, it's the honeymoon stages. So of course I'm going to be pretty excited and pretty happy with everything that's going on, because it's brand new to me. I'm learning new stuff. You know, all this is like, you know, so of course I'm going to like be a little bit more happier than I would once the honeymoon stages ends. But the funny thing about it, not funny thing about it, but it's like, before, I remember like 3 weeks ago, you know, Path of Exile 2 had good end game. It was decent end game. You can do, you know, a bit and stuff like that, and then now all of a sudden it has bad end game with no changes to it. You know what happened? Honeymoon stages wore off. People finished it, and it's like, oh, I don't have anything else to do. Okay, now your game has no end game because I finished all your end game. It's literally exactly what happens. But that's the case, honestly. Like, and like in action RPGs, right? Like, you'll see more of that complaint and argument when someone finishes their end game. Oh, you have no end game. Your end game is bad. I'm done. I'm bored. Why is there not more end game, right? Because that some action RPGs takes you longer to get there than others. D4, you get there really quick. Path of Exile 2 takes you a little longer to get there, right? But the end result tends to be the same from that core audience. It's just like, it's just a weird, right? It's weird how that is. Because I can pull up all the receipts. I can pull up all the receipts in mid-December, how everyone's saying how great Path of Exile 2's endgame is, right? There are so many videos out there. I can pull all the receipts. And they didn't change the endgame. They didn't do anything to the endgame since then to now. All they did was give better quality of life, so they made it better in that time frame, not worse. But now it's like, oh, the endgame is terrible. It's the craziest thing is what up, Panda? But Ben's criticism is now going to open up the door for everyone else to be critical about it now, because you have your best player shitting on a game, and now everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, I felt that same way too. I just, you know, but the rest of the crowd, you know, were, you know, glazing over the game and sucking Jonathan's balls and blah blah blah. So they're bandwagoning now because all of a sudden their best player is now saying what they claim to know all along, right? Also, I think that's kind of hilarious. 'Cause I'm like, no, you didn't, bro. You did not feel that way before. Don't even lie. Do not even lie. Okay. You see my Shank Rogue, Panda? Yeah, can't act hard if the best player says it's trash. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like that's like Michael Jordan, you know, sitting there saying, you know, like during his time that, you know, basketball was trash, like the NBA was trash. It's like, well, what do you say? Michael Jordan is saying it's trash, right? It's one thing for everyone to say it, but when Michael Jordan, you know, says, hey, yo, it's kind of trash, y'all. NBA in general is trash. You know, this is a different perspective. It's a different way to it. But but now he's opened the floodgates for people to actually be able to be the type of negative maybe some people may have wanted to be but couldn't because they don't have the credentials as like Ben does. It's like, you know, you can't say it's trash because you don't play the game, or you know, you only got certain amount of hours out. You know, what have you done in the game? You can't say any criticism about the game, right? I think that's as like I don't necessarily agree with all of his takes in that video when he was talking about. I don't think it's that bad. But then again, I don't play PoE 1, so I don't have a dog in the fight. But I enjoy PoE 2 for what it was. Like I had some issues. I mean, there are things I didn't like, but like there are things I still enjoyed about it. I don't think the whole thing is bad. I still think there is a point of PoE 2, right? But I understand his perspective. And I can respect his, you know, perspective, right? Panda. Yeah. And here I am over here, like, I can't wait until Monster Hunter Wilds come out, to be honest with you. Wow, all this drama's happening. I was thinking about, yo, I wanna play some Shank Rogue tonight. That's what I wanna do. I feel like I'm not really getting as much value out of this pull as I was hoping. Like sometimes it'll happen and it's like great, but it just feels really inconsistent. Aw, really? You right there? Yo, how many armored dudes were in this pack? Was it 3? Usually it's never more than 2. It's kind of like what TV should have been. Single target wise, to be honest with you. The single target on this is like pretty nutty. But the funny thing about this though, that actually kind of works pretty well with this is Pain Gorgers, because siphoning ore apparently procs Pain Gorgers 100% of the time. So like you literally get a free Pain Gorgers proc without having to do anything. I've only like the Pain Gorgers proc was like you know worked a little bit better. It hasn't like not as bugged, you know. But hey. Your messages didn't come through? No, I didn't see anything. What happened? Do 2 and have 10 years of content like that? Will I play D3 season 34? I might not on launch though. I'm thinking about it, but I was saying this earlier to my audience that my sleep schedule has been really out of whack, and like my awareness of like reality has been like severely hampered for like the past week or some change. I don't know if I really have it in me physically to blast D3 during the weekend, which I know I'm going to want to do if I play. And the expectation is always the same when I play D3. It's like, oh, when are you going to push rank 1 world on Demon Hunter on Monday or Tuesday, the following week or whatever, right? And it's like, well, I gotta grind to do that, right? And I just don't know if I really have it physically in me to do it as much as I want to play it, because I really like the season theme. I love strafe impale, strafe multi-shots, actually kind of fun. I just don't know if I can physically do it. I think honestly that Random Barrels video really threw me off, because that took me 12.5 hours to do. Which usually most videos take me about 5 hours of just like straight 100%, you know, work at the video editing, the thumbnail, all that stuff like that. But that Random Barrels took me 12 hours, man. I don't think I slept that day. And I've forgotten to eat twice this week, which is not good. Like I forgot to eat yesterday. I didn't even know I ate yesterday until after the stream. Well, I didn't eat yesterday until after the stream. I'm like, oh yeah, I did just wake up and start my stream yesterday without eating at all. Didn't even realize it. Yeah, so like when it's like that, you have to kind of think to yourself, it's like, okay, maybe I need to find some sort of balance again, because this ain't it. It's unfortunate that D3 season is starting this weekend, because it needs to for the people who want to play it. I'm not saying it should be delayed or anything, but yeah, for my own personal health, I might not for the weekend. Doesn't mean I won't ever do it, but I might not start this weekend. Weird, but Monster Hunter had its fair share of doomsayers. Those clinging the world happened during Rise Sunbreak as well. The British critics were the ones who prospered in the world. Yeah, so like, it's well, the funny thing about it, Peach, is that you remember how like the people who played Generations were critical of World. Remember right before World came out, or when World came out, I was like, oh, this isn't a true Monster Hunter game. You know, you got the Fireflies or whatever like that. You know, being able to find a monster for you, and you know, like. This ain't the real Monster Hunter game or anymore. And so like the Generations crowd hated World, and the World crowd hated Rise Sunbreak or whatever. The enthusiasts, you know. I wonder what the Generations players still feel about that fight now. It's like, are they on the World side or are they on Rise side? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do they feel now, right? The loyalists. Let's go back to Pain Gorgeous real quick. Praise for Pain Gorgeous face. We've been advocating for that for seasons, man. I know I've been sending feedback about it like literally every season. Is it possible to get into Monster Hunter with WoWs? And is it possible to play solo? Yes. Yep. They even added followers, so you can actually like take like NPCs with you to a hunt. So you technically can play solo, but with others ish via like, you know, AI. I'm a solo gamer too, so I'll be playing most of WoWs by myself. Unless some friends ask me to play with them, like Crafty. I'll play with him when he asks, right? But That won't play with me. Oh yeah, you do play Monster Hunter. You're right. Usually our schedules are kind of different though, like, cause you like live in a different part of the world than I do. So that'd be a little harder to kind of get up, but you're right, we can. Why is it a bad day for action RPGs? Did you miss something? All the drama that happened today and yesterday between, or not between, but in Diablo 4 universe, as well as in the Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2 universe, basically. Yeah. Alright, what's up? You're not aware what happened in D4 and BOE2. Adam Jackson left the D4 team, which was a pretty big major blow considering he was one of the devs that was really knowledgeable. I'll put it that way, and really had an understanding of action RPGs. So I feel like that's a pretty big loss to D4. Also, new bug with some DK augmentation gem and some other sequences that has allowed Sork and Spiritborn to be able to do 150s in 5 minutes or below. So that has literally destroyed balance once again. Not surprising, just basically a matter of time before someone figured out how to exploit the seasonal powers in some ways. So that's kind of nutty for D4. For Path of Exile 2, or Path of Exile, basically Path of Exile 1 League is going to be delayed indefinitely per message from Jonathan, because they pulled the Path of Exile 1 devs into the Path of Exile 2 team to help them with the game. And Path of Exile players are livid because they were expecting the league in February, and now that there's no idea when it's going to come. Also, PoE 2 is in shambles because Ben basically ripped it to shreds. Which Ben is Path of Exile's best player, and he basically shit all over the game, saying it's a horrible game, worst game of all the action RPGs in terms of gameplay, and even said, "Why does this game even exist?" That's just a short summary. Yeah. Even Jonathan, his words, not mine, says, the reason why they had to pull the PoE 1 people from doing what they were doing was because he said PoE 2 was on fire. His words, not mine. Said endgame was not in a good state and that PoE was on fire, which I still find quite interesting that that's said, because I remember in the hype trailer before PoE 2 early access launch, they were praising on the fact that they're going to have a good end game going into early access, and they want to make sure that you had a good end game going into early access, right? I still remember that. I still remember that conversation. It's like, oh yeah, unlike other games, we're going to make sure we have a solid end game for you to play, and that's why we didn't do Act 3, 4, 5, and 6, so therefore you have a solid end game to play. And then for all of December, everybody's like, yo, this end game is great, and then all of a sudden in January, it's like, oh man, this end game sucks. So now we are where we are, basically. Internet being the internet, basically. That is the summary, basically. Man, that's a stupid question. When Adam ranks his core skills, is the damage per rank additive and multiplicative? It's additive to itself, but it has diminishing returns, just like anything. So the core skill is its own like thing per se. It's its own like separate category for like what it does for your skill. So you can kind of technically call it a multiplier, quote unquote. But so when you add ranks to the skill, you're adding it to the skill itself, and it scales well, but every rank you put into it has diminishing returns. But it's still better than like a lot of other stats you can kind of get because you don't have a lot of it. Up to a certain point, though. It's kind of hard to give you like just like a surface answer for that. But I hope that makes sense. I must say, the way Jonathan put out that video, any big company would not allow that to get out. No, sure. That's why I was telling people they don't have a PR, like they don't have as much like, you know, PR preventing them from doing things. They have a bit more freedom. They can do more things like that. Like whereas Blizzard, like let's say if any of the D4 lead devs decide that they want to do something like that, Blizzard would not let them do that. If let's just say hypothetically, like Adam Jackson wanted to sit there and give a, you know, state of the game address, Blizzard would be like, nah. Nope. Don't hate me, but for my casual play style, D4 is better. Although I played PoE2 recently, last epoch, and D4 season is complete for me. Well, it's not really about that. Like, I don't think it's really. I don't hate you for liking something over another. Like, if you prefer one thing over another, I mean, then it doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't make me happy or sad. You know, it makes me happy if you enjoy what you're doing, whatever that is. Honestly, this whole like, you know, one game versus the other game, I always thought was kind of silly. I like playing both, right? So I could care less what anyone else has to say about the things that I prefer or I like to play. Hell, I say I like Pepsi products. Most of the people in the stream can't stand Pepsi products, and that's fine. I'm still gonna drink Pepsi. You know, hate all y'all want. Doesn't mean I don't like Coke products. I just prefer Pepsi products most of the time. But people, I think I'm weird. It's like, what? No way. Ain't no way, bro. What is wrong with you? Like, like you're kidding, right? Like, nah, man. Unsubscribe, unfollow. All right, I'm still drinking Pepsi. I mean, nothing's gonna change. Just saying. Anyone made a Force Arrow build yet? Nah, I tried actually last season. It didn't pan out. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but strong Pepsi products. Coke has a much bigger fan base. I'll put it that way. let's just put it that way. I wish this didn't break though. I don't think I used a temper on this, have I? Alright, we're gonna let's pivot real quick. And this should be an easy pivot, really. Like a very easy pivot. Oh, now you want to give me like the double damage I wanted, like the high roll. This game. There we go. I might actually keep that though, the clone. I don't think I really need it to cleave for more than 50% of his damage, honestly. We'll see. Because I already know single target is going to be a problem. Yeah, so invigorating strike. Definitely won't need pain gorge, I don't think, for this, unless pain gorge somehow scales with the cleave, which I doubt, but we'll try both anyway for fun. Let's go with Grasp Shadow first. I think we can go back to the attack speed here. Monster's gonna be so good, yes. But I missed by bad for action RPGs. Y'all haven't been following the news? I swear, when the D4 bad video's out, everybody's here to tell me about it, but but when it comes to anything else, no one knows. No, y'all not following the PoE drama? No. But also the D4 stuff too as well, like the recent really big exploity bugs with the gems. Like, this is definitely a better clearing skill, but I'm worried about my single target. I sort of remember it being last season where I was like, this feels great for clearing, but for single target, let's see how I feel. Maybe having the Shadow Grasp might actually solve that issue. This might be the true Shank Rogue, guys, over Blade Shift. We'll see. We had to change the Shank, you know what I mean? We had to. This is actually clearing really well. And I only rolled one roll into the invigorating strike. Yeah, this is actually like this is schmoovin'. True Shank Rogue will be Shadow Step now. I mean, sure. I guess you can. Yeah, I guess. Seeing big number more often as well. True, but you also gotta remember, I'm attacking way slower than I am a Blade Shift. Like Blade Shift, I'm like attacking like, like a jillion times a second. So you should see more bigger damage with Invigorating Strike in general, just a lot less hits overall. But you want to know what the funny part about this though is? You guys are not going to believe me though, but you know what the funny part about this is? This is actually better than Twisting Blades. At least direct damage Twisting Blades. Big TV great again. Alright, so let's see what the single target feels like. Okay, not that bad. Not bad. Not that bad. I remember being significantly worse when I switched from Blade Shift to Invigorating Strike. Like like the past 2 seasons I did this. Not bad. Not bad. I will. Yeah, that's not bad. Making progress, Rocky Rock. Very much so. J Mac, what's going on? Shadow Step is quite fun to watch too. Yeah, well, of course. I don't think I'm gonna ever like build one though, or make a Shadow Step thing. What I think about Twisting Blaze this season, is it any good? The poison and Buma stuff don't really work with the clones, so which is kind of what was supposed to bring Twisting Blaze back to his glory. I tried playing it off stream actually earlier today, with some mostly okay gear. I mean, I basically just reused my Heartseeker gear because it's all close quarters combat anyways, and close quarters combat is still like a nice buff to twist to anything close skills related or whatever. So I'm like, you know, it is a core skill. It should be able to outperform the basic attacks, right? Like using the same like key passer, right? Like it should be better than the basic attacks, right? And sadly, I was wrong. Did I try direct damage with DP? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I literally did that. Close quarters combat, TB, direct damage with clone. And yeah, it was not. It was pretty unimpressive. The funny part is I had the best results with Fist of Fate, believe it or not. And I know why that is. Like when I look at the skill mechanically how it works now, it makes sense. And I say that is because Twisting Blaze has abysmal lucky hit chance, right? So like if you can't proc any, you know, freeze or you know whatever, like crowd controls like stuns and whatever to make some of your other multipliers actually happen or whatever, then you can also naturally deal less damage. Like you have to sit there and like cast a ton of TBs before anything goes off. And at least with Fist of Fate, you can actually get those to happen in a reasonable manner, which actually increased the value of TB when I was running it versus the other gloves that we're using. I had a really good Twisting Blaze like glove too as well. So I didn't have like, you know, a crappy glove or anything. It's just yeah, but this is a lot of fun though, man. Like literally, probably playing zoomed in would be actually kind of fun to watch. This is nice. I'd almost actually, to be honest with you, I'd almost put it pretty close to the level of Heartseeker. Close. Not like Heartseeker's better still, but like this is like close. This is close. It's just do you want to shank him or do you want to like, you know, like jam an arrow to the face basically? What's keeping it from getting closer? Heartseeker just deals more damage. That's all. Like that's it. It's just mathematically just deals more damage. That's literally it. Just keep in mind, like the tempers for invigorating strike, honestly, is cleave. Right, so like you're cleaving. Right, whereas Heartseeker, you're getting double the amount of arrows. So like, I'm not saying the cleave is bad. The cleave actually makes clearing easy. But like when it comes to like, you know, like let's say single targets or like not, or you're just fighting just the elites or whatever, like Heartseeker just has a has an advantage. But they're close though. Like this isn't like bad. Wait, is this a 95? Yeah, this is a 95. I was wondering what was taking a little longer than usual. Not only that, but I also gotta, you know, kind of use a marksman skill to proc the close quarters combat part of this scenario. I would do this with momentum, but I just think momentum is gonna be a little bit weaker overall versus close quarters combat. But I also really don't want to sit there and run sharpshooter on boots either. I don't know. Maybe that might be the play, and then I do smoke grenade instead. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can try it. I'll try it next run. I mean, season 4 Heartseeker. Is it the victimize you miss, or? I'm gonna be honest with you. Heartseeker feels better now than it's ever felt. Just being 100% honest with you. Like, it does more damage than it used to. It flows a little bit better. My damage is not as spiky as it once was with all the, you know, kind of bugs, whereas like I do a jillion damage with all my multipliers up because it's bugged, and I do no damage when it's not up. I will say that I do miss the ability to be able to play that at a distance if I wanted to. You don't really get much of a choice here with close quarters combat Heartseeker-ish. Although you can play at range if you would like. You totally can. But like when people, you know, ask that, I have to actually like wonder like what part of it do you miss, right? And I think people kind of like remember the nostalgia of it being like one of Rogue's best builds at the time, right? It's like, oh well, at that time it was considered like Rogue's like, I guess second best build basically behind Pinshot, but no one liked Pinshot, so Heartseeker was just more popular, right? But I guarantee you, if Heartseeker this season was one of Rogue's best builds, we would have a different perspective. Like if all of a sudden nothing changed at all, like nothing changed with the build at all, and all of a sudden it was Rogue's like strongest or second strongest build, people would be like, yo, Heartseeker is killer, this season is so great, you know, it's like the best version of Heartseeker ever, because of the perception of where it ranks within the builds, right? We just remember like season 4 Heartseeker just being what people would consider the best Rogue build. But if it feels like Rogue's 5th best build, people will have a different perspective on it in season 4, and they wouldn't have played it as much. Do you have a build guide for this? I mean, I don't really, I don't really, I don't really know if I should really make one. If anything, just probably a planner. Maybe I can throw it in the Heartseeker guide on Maxroll and just say, you know, Shank Rogue variant or something. It's like you don't change much. Literally, you change one thing. You change one thing gearing, and that is the bow. Because you have to go invigorating strike cleaves. That's it. Literally, that's it. Everything else stays like, well, that and you want to go invigorating strike on your pants, but I don't have invigorating strike. I got basic skills, so yeah, those two things change. That's it. You do that, move your points from Heartseeker to invigorating strike, and you're pretty much playing this. But let's try the whatchamacallit aspect, Peacha. Sharpshooter, see how it feels about it. It'll be easier to play and keep up with. I do keep forgetting about casting it for my close quarters combat. Now I can throw a smoke grenade back in the equation.
Welcome to my home away from home.
We to try out Heartseeker, bro. Armory's Grey Edition. I can get switch Heartseeker, Rainbow to Heartseeker. Yep, I've done that. Please post a planner. It's amazing this build. You like melee rogue? I might actually do like a very short like video guide on it and just literally just tell them what to change from Heartseeker and whatnot, and just showcase the gameplay because this is actually kind of cool. The funny thing about it is that like I thought maybe I would want a more cleave damage. You see, I have invigorating strike cleave for 50% of my damage, and you think I want like another roll on the dagger, but in reality, no, not really. Like literally, just that one roll is enough, and then just keep the double damage for your clone because that's gonna deal more damage overall, especially on single target because that's kind of where you need that damage, right? Cleave does nothing on on whatchamacallit, pit bosses or whatever. All right, here we go. See how I feel about this. So I find that so hovers bugs out and doesn't stack. That's why I was doing so drastically different numbers. It depends on like. It depends. Because there's a lot of factors to why your damage like is all kinds of. Oh wait a minute, no, I messed up. I didn't put a smoke grenade in my bar. Like if you're playing Rain of Arrows especially, like I mean there's many different reasons why your damage can be all over the place. It's definitely not just still Soul Harvest. Heartseeker is so smooth to play, man. That's why it's S tier. It's fun, man. That and this variant here is fun. Oh, you're playing dance? Okay. Okay, yeah, well I guess that's a different story. Yeah. You know, smoke grenade. The poison smoke grenade should be a marksman skill. Don't know why. I will admit this is a little smoother to play. But I think I may want Caltrap on my right click because I know I gotta cast it more often, so I don't like forget. Especially because look at fact why is he even in the game? It was like a really good way to proc vulnerable and also some other things with Pain Gorgers in season 5 for Heartseeker actually. It was a great way to kind of keep the mark going actually. It was more of a niche use, but you know it had its case. I forget to cast this more often. There you go. There's mandatory for a better snapshot. I don't have a problem. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call this mandatory. I think I think it's just one of those. It makes it feel better type things. Because I could just throw in Heartseeker instead, right? Which is what I was doing. It's one of those things where it's more natural feeling than anything. But I could totally just use Heartseeker and achieve the same results. I just gotta be aware. But I know what you're saying in general. Playing Monster Hunter Wilds beta before official release. Yep, I plan on it. Guess Naza's worst offender. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh yeah. True. Very true. This is kind of baller though. I'm really liking this a lot. Let's move next mirror. It does. I just gotta remember to do it more often. I'm still like not used to it. We want a plenary, please. Yeah, I guess the biggest thing is I'm actually surprised that the single target is actually not bad. Like that was the only concern I was having about doing Invigorating Strike over Blaze Shift was the single target, right? Like I was like, oh boy, because that used to be the case back in the day. Was that the single target was just like really bad. At least when I tried it. When I tried it with the new tempers back in like season 5 or whatever, but season 5, season 6. Hey man, what's your recommendation for the best T4 speed farmer and rogue build this season? I mean, technically speaking, I mean, it's hard to beat Dance of Knives in that category, but also if you want to level your glyphs, Dance of Knives is going to be hard to do that to like level to 100 with. So I do have a little bit of bias in this, going to be 100% honest, but like I think Heartseeker is like the happy medium in terms of like it does pits decently high, I guess. Decently high meaning like not Renovails or Death Trap high by any means, but high enough to where you can easily level your glyphs to 100, and is also very fast for speed farming. So it's like does a little bit of everything. I would say Flurry is kind of in that same category too. It's kind of like really good all-rounders kind of thing. What temper does Blaze Shift get? Double damage. Let me change my stream title so people know what I'm doing. Where's my whatchamacallit? There we go. That's at Twitch. Let's change my Shank Rogue live. I think about Shadow Step and Shadow Climb this season. I should do well. Mathematically, it should do well. Like I haven't tried it yet. I don't know if I will, but it should do well. Will I ever be able to play Rapid Fire without the grenade ring? Am I using Shadow Beam from AoE and Cold for single target, like we did back in the day? No. They keep buffing the Scoundrel's Kiss ring every season. It seems like, and so it makes you like more and more reliant on it, basically. And Shadow Beam, it falls off pretty hard. Even like the new stuff we gotten for it is nice, but you also got to remember that we already don't have a lot of room for aspects and stuff as it is, and uniques and stuff. So it's a trade-off to make your Shadow Beam do more damage, but you yourself do less damage. So I think the new stuff is neat, but like we just don't have room for it. What build is this? Personal build I made up. Called Shank Rogue. It's basically an invigorating strike. Rogue. I just go up and I stab him. And that's it. That is the gameplay. I walk up to them, I see them, they see me, they get scared, I stab them, they die. That is how this goes. No gimmicks, no anything. It's just straight up prison style Shank. That's all it is. It took me like 15 seconds to find something to shank. Guess I'll just level up other unless they're just sitting there. I'll probably end up finish leveling them when I get back to my Runner Rails Rogue at some point. Now I see why you hate running with people who use Crux. My short knitter keeps going to instead of the mobs. Yeah. I remember when I was playing Heartseeker, like Crux would like just eat my ricochet damage all the time, and I'd be like, bruh. I'd be so mad. Not mad, but like, you know. Want a planner? I'll make a planner solve. I promise. Because I'll probably make it a variation on Maxroll. Like I'll talk about it. I'm very like tempted to make a short video on it, like maybe 6 or 7 minute video. Is it? Appreciate the sub. Shank you. I keep forgetting to put the cow traps down, like, in a timely manner. I should start off with it. I want to try the other occult gem with this. Tolling's Wish. Could pin shot, proc the bucket anyway. That'd be silly. Well, it's not about like the. It's not like a just a. I don't know how to really explain it. You need something that can basically be able to store damage. So it's not like a particular skill. You have to find like on a rogue. You have to find some way to store damage via like a dot or some sort of build up type damage. I'm sure you'll see Rogue do it at some point, or Rogue will find a way to do it. Using the same boards as well, yeah, pretty much. Just changed from marksman damage to cutthroat damage on Trick's board. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can do that. Outside of that, everything else like literally just remains the same. Victimized ICD too low for it. That's actually a good question. I'm not sure. I didn't look into it because like stuff like that is like considered what we at Maxroll would consider an exploit. Right? And like we're technically not allowed to like do that by Maxroll contracts. So we're not allowed to like exploit. I think that's like on the lines of like basically like a game exploit. Even though it's like a bug and it's with the gems per se, but I think we see it still like for us like internally. So that's why I don't really like. I'm not theory crafting it because it's like I'm not going to be able to use it anyway. Not that I would want to, but like, you know what I mean? Like I'll talk about it when I see other people talk about it, but like I'm not going to put forth the effort to make it happen, especially since I know it's going to be like fixed. That's not staying. All the gem stuff that's happening right now, that's not staying in the game. I can guarantee you that. I have a long talk again about bugs versus exploits. Something like that. Yeah. That. Yeah. Pretty much. Wow. D3 got Hunger and Arrows already down to B tier this season. Yeah, that makes sense. Why play God 6 when you can literally play God 6 with multi-shot or God 6 with Impale? Like God 6 being the starting set is great to start with, but then after that you don't want to play God 6 anymore for the rest of the season unless you just want to push with it. Like the set to 5 powers do very little for God 6 at all. Like I'm actually surprised it's even B tier. If I want to be honest with you. Remember Luda was ranting about it. Oh, the cluster arrow power? I hated it. I still hate it. God, it was so god awful. In the same group of guys that pushed the past 3 seasons that just push 5K and blast every set and every class every set. Yeah, pretty much. And they're all like botting and all those kind of, not all, but most of them are botting. This is actually a pretty good clear. Or a pretty decent clear time. What's the deal with bugs every season, so nothing new? Well, I mean, no game is immune to that. I think D4, you know, I just feel like D4 has way more than anyone else. But every game has their set of issues when it comes to things not working properly, etc. But I think it just gets old, like older and older when when your game has been out longer and longer. We should see less and less, not the same amount, and or at times more. I will say this season there's been less overall bugs than previous seasons, but I mean that's still not saying much. Bro, how did I roll a GA on the chance to heal twice for the double GA? Like, ouch. You want a planner? I want to start it.